Good morning, this is Mona and this is my morning view. Today, fall edition 2024, leaves are crazy. Look at those leaves, my goodness. It went quick. It was like summer, green, and some yellowy brown because we'd been in a drought, and then all of a sudden fall and bang, full color up on the maple tree. All right. Today it is Fiesty Friday. Feisty Friday. I'm not that feisty today. Not feeling that feisty. I don't know, maybe because it was rainy for the last 3 days, and so my solar power panels need to recharge. That might be the issue because I am definitely solar powered. Not that I want to live in the sunshine state. I do not. Way too hot for me. I like all my seasons. Fall is my favorite season. All right, so what are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about a little about what we've talked about this week. I think it was this week when I talked about motivation. Maybe that was last week. It all kind of squishes together for me these days. So motivation. And I was talking about how motivation dies, but inspiration grows. So I want to make a point here that this might be a little hodgepodge of everything, because once I finish saying this statement, I don't know if I have anything else to say about this statement. And that is this, that motivation is not bad. I want to make that clear. Motivation is not bad. Motivation is good in its place. You have a temporary situation, you need to be motivated to get through it, you get through it. There's things that need to be done. You motivate your staff. You get them going. And maybe it'll carry them through the project. Whatever it is, right? However, motivation can turn into inspiration. If they have caught the fire in here, motivation can turn into inspiration. So motivation, outside force, reasons. Inspiration, something creative, something inside of you burning for whatever it is. So I wanted to make sure that you understood that I am not an anti-motivational person. Because I am very motivational, but not in the sense of, you have your motivational speakers. They're able to be motivated on stage to motivate you, but if you run into them on the regular, on the everyday, the in and out, they're not always what they appear. They're not always what they appear. And so, with that, I will move into the next type of thing, is the type of coach that I am. The type of coach that I am is I am the type of coach that teaches you peace, how to walk in peace daily, how to find that place where you can pretty much, because anything's going to disrupt your peace. It's going to happen. We live in this fallen world. Stuff is going to happen. It's going to disrupt your peace. How quickly can you go back into that peace space? Because I came from a place where the toxic environment that I was in kept me constant in fight, flight. And because I was constantly in fight, flight, there was times I froze, couldn't do my work. And sometimes I was aggressive in multiple ways. And sometimes aggression doesn't always look like aggression. It can look just the opposite. But knowing where it comes from, I knew that it was coming from a place of aggression. So I could not find that place. I had gone right into PTSD. Being in the military, I had some other issues in the military that has brought out those things. But it's the same. The same thing happens in a work environment in the brain, because the brain doesn't differentiate between what types of dangers there are here. You know, it's just, there's immediate danger because your fight-flight response is being activated. The cortisol is rising. All the stuff, all the triggers are being hit just as if you were in combat. And so learning how to come back to that place of peace quickly is important, because if it isn't, then what happens is cancer, depression. You know the trail. You know the trail. Okay? So I help people that have a hard time getting to that peace place. And it's not overnight. It's not overnight. It can be if there's a spirit involved. Usually there is a spirit involved, but even after the spirit is cast out, I have not done that. Just to let you know. I know the process. I'm very leery about casting out spirits, because if the person is not ready to let go of all the things that allow that spirit in, then that spirit will come back on them 7 times worse. I do not want any part of anybody being 7 times worse than they were before. So I work with the idea that we can manage this, manage it in some sense, and when you're ready, you're ready. When people lose their peace, sometimes they hurt people and hurt other people, and sometimes they hurt themselves. We want to get to that peace place before that happens. We want to teach about peace prior to that getting to that point. Learning how to go back to that peace place is important for you and for others. I am not the motivational guru coach that is going to get you to go earn, millions of dollars. Not happening. Most of them can't get you there anyway. You will have a select few that will get there. There's a select few that if they work hard enough, they'll get there. But it's not the hard work that gets them there. Oh, yes, it is the hard work that gets them there, but somebody right alongside of them could be working just as hard, if not more, and not get there. Sometimes there is a favor on individuals to achieve certain things. And I am a person who will tell you the reality of things. Now, mind you, with God, all things are possible. However, listen to this. That scripture that everybody goes to into Philippians, talking about all things are possible with God, doesn't really have anything to do with swimming the English Channel. Okay? I will never be able to swim the English Channel. Not that I want to. But if I did, it's still not going to help me to swim the English Channel if I am not trained and equipped and ready. Not everybody is going to be an American Idol. Okay? Let's bring it down to that. Not everybody's going to be a genius that invents a longer lasting light bulb, you know. Not everybody's called to the same thing. Not everybody can do all the stuff. Not everybody can just do what they want, which is contrary to what today's coaching teaches. Today's coaching teaches, pick your dream and we'll go for it. I'm for that. Pick your dream and go for it. Because you know what? God may have dropped that dream into your heart. It's quite possible that he dropped that dream into your heart. And so you have to work for it. Okay? It might be exactly where you're supposed to go. So I don't keep people from doing those dreams. You may be in that percentage that actually achieves. You actually might achieve what you're after. So I don't discourage people from doing that. However, keeping it real, you may be throwing your money away. You just might be. I'm not against coaches. I'm just leery about the ones that talk about earning a lot of money. I am more on the idea of mentors. Okay? Mentors that will come alongside you and help you learn new mindsets, learn new strategies, learn new skill sets. Mentors that will teach you how to do life differently. I think when that part of you grows, then success is more achievable. Except for if you're trying to swim that English Channel and you're not a swimmer. I am a rock. I am a firm foundation. I do not swim the English Channel. I will sink. No matter how hard I try, no matter how hard I train. If I would have started training when I was a kid, maybe, but I'm pretty sure that window of opportunity probably has already passed. So you have to think about that too. Windows of opportunity. Is it achievable? I didn't say it wasn't hard. I said, is it achievable? Now again, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I'm going to tell you what that scripture is about. Peace. It's about peace. That is the chapter where it talks about think on these things. God tells you what to think about. Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are noble, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are of a good report. I don't know if I said them all. Because I think I may have gotten them out of order. But that's okay. You get the gist. Philippians 4, you can look it up. He tells you what to think about. Now, if you read the New Testament and the scriptures, you'll know that there are corresponding scriptures to that same thought. You know, taking every thought captive. I've talked about weighing your thoughts toward these words. And he talks about how, it doesn't matter whether I have money or I don't have money. Doesn't matter whether I have provisions or I don't have provisions. I'm content. He's at peace. And when you come to those spaces where you've tried all the peace practice in the world and this storm of life that has come through sits there and says, No, I ain't going to give you no peace. The peace of God that goes beyond understanding kicks in. But you still have to learn how to practice peace in the meantime. For the little things, for the things that oh, yes, God's in the little things. Don't get me all, getting semantics. When you practice peace, you're telling God it's worthy of learning. It's worthy of having. That peace is something of value. Because do you think you will be able to go do something without practice and have a high value on it? Probably not. If you want to go work out at the gym and have this routine, but you don't go to the gym, how much value do you place on your health? Okay, I am not a gym person. I don't go to the gym. But there's other exercises you can do. So how much do you value your health when you don't exercise, when you don't eat right? And I'm not talking about cheating, and I'm not talking about certain seasons in your life. There are times like when I hurt my leg and I stopped walking because it was too painful to do that. And so it may have been hurting my leg more than helping my leg. So my leg needed a time to rest. So with that, it's anything that you do shows where you value. If you don't spend time with God, do you value a relationship with God? If you don't spend time with friends, do you value the thing with friends? And that's an ouch for me. So Fiesty Friday, I just offended myself. Okay? Because I've got so many things to do on my list, and I'm so stinking tired that I haven't reached out to friends this week. But it's real. This is real. So if you don't value peace, you're not going to practice peace. If a coach is going to tell you that all you need is motivation, he's probably a motivational guy, motivational speaker, motivational coach. And if all you need is that little push, that little edge to spark that inspiration inside of you, that creativity inside of you, go for it. Go for it. I have the knowledge base to bring that kind of coaching. And if you really wanted that type of coaching, yeah, I could be there. But that's not the type of coaching I do. I coach for peace. The practice of peace. And that is my morning view. Blessings, everybody. There's a couple people on. I can't see. Oh, Melissa. Good morning. Thank you for hopping on. For those of you who just came on and didn't get to see the whole thing, it'll be up today and it'll be up for 30 days. But after that, Facebook takes it off. So it will be uploaded tonight or tomorrow onto YouTube. So go over to YouTube, Mona E. Harrison, different than my Facebook profile, Mona E. Harrison, and you'll see my white hair, my beautiful face, and you will know you are in the right spot. So then, subscribe. And so once you subscribe, go in, look at the list of things that have already been uploaded. No, I have not uploaded the 9.5 years of content but you have since March, and that's quite a bit of content. So you can go back and you can watch those on fast speed. Blessings, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you on Monday. And yeah, that's it. All right.